My Hero Academia Season 4 Episode 3 starts with some massive fanboying from Midoriya in that his facial expression that he used in the last episode to try to make Nighteye laugh was actually from a very, very much deeper fanboy place in that it was a facial expression that All Might made from way back in the day when he saved this kid who turned a river into vinegar, and the vinegar was making All Might's face cringe up like that. But he still didn't make Nighteye laugh, so he's like, you're still not accepted, I'm not going to stamp this thing. But that just shows the level of crazy, like, almost to creepy levels of fans. No, I'm just kidding. But you see all of these posters and everything that Nighteye has, and you know, they don't even need to say how big of a fan this guy is. Just show his room full of all this All Might paraphernalia. Now, to them, All Might is a real person. So in the real world, this would be as if you or I had a bunch of, I don't know, like a pro baseball player or a football player or a wrestler or something like that, and just had all kinds of stuff because we're just the biggest fan of this person. But like I said, Nighteye doesn't want to really accept him to his agency because he asks a very, very important question, which we every day need to ask ourselves: what kind of value are we bringing to whatever we're doing? So, and it really made me think of John F. Kennedy, and he has the famous line of "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And so Night-Eye's like, okay, in typical My Hero Academia fashion, I'm gonna have a test for you. So he has Midoriya try to take the stamp from his hand. Now this scene, I actually felt more tension from the manga, not because I knew what was going to happen, but because of how it was executed in this. I felt like it was, I don't know, it felt strange. Like I narrowed the problem down to the music choices and the mixing of the music, because a lot of the times there wasn't very much sound to help accompany the tension and the stakes that were going on. And the music that they did choose, I felt, didn't match what was happening. So this whole scene, however cool it might have been with Midoriya like jumping around and doing full cowling and pushing himself to try to get past Night-Eye's work, I felt like it was slightly hindered by the music, and I felt like it could have been directed a little bit better, I guess. But overall, it was just to show off Night-Eye's ability, and I really liked the segment of those kind of clocks appearing when Night-Eye was dodging Midoriya. And there was a part where Midoriya throws all the books, and you think, oh man, like this is his plan. Like Midoriya always has a plan. He always has some sort of strategy going on. And you think it might work, but it just doesn't. And then he basically runs out of time because he only had 3 minutes. So basically Night-Eye's like, oh yeah, I already accepted you, you know, I'm just screwing around. So his motives were just so that he could provoke Midoriya, and the only reason he accepts him is to kind of have him acknowledge that All Might made the wrong choice to pass on All for One, or sorry, One for All. But I thought that was very interesting, and this makes Night-Eye quite an interesting character because, you know, he's a good guy, he's a hero, but he's very kind of cold, and it's an interesting contrast with the laugh, like make him laugh element, because he's very cold on the exterior, but then, which makes it even harder to make him laugh, I guess. So then he's kind of antagonistic, I guess you could say. He's a hero, but he's antagonistic to just Midoriya because he wants to kind of prove himself right. And Midoriya now is out to prove Night-Eye wrong. So in typical My Hero Academia fashion, he has this test with lots of tension, and you're thinking, oh shoot, Deku might not pass this. So like, what is he gonna do now? He did it. He failed. So in typical fashion, he's like, oh, I already accepted you. Like kind of like when Eraserhead said that the lowest score student would be expelled. When they were doing like the throw the ball test and the fitness test, basically, and Midoriya was last, so he said, "Oh, you're expelled." Nah, just kidding. That was a lie. So I thought that was very interesting. I thought this whole episode was okay. It was, in the manga, I felt like it was better done in the manga, even though you have all the sound and the voice acting and everything in this. I just felt like it could have been directed a little bit better. And then we go on to all the side characters, and they get some build up for what they're going to do, including Kirishima, who should have some really boss moments coming up pretty soon. So, but actually by far the best part of the episode for me, because I particularly just, even in the manga, didn't find the Nighteye stuff super interesting. But once it gets onto the next stuff, where this scene was awesomely directed and full of intrigue, with Eri just running down this alley, and Midoriya and Mirio are actually set out on patrol just for surveillance purposes to help in the investigation of Overhaul, and Nighteye just happens to be investigating Overhaul, and Overhaul just happens to, in these moments recently, trying to make a deal with the League of Villains. So it's very tension-filled stuff going on. And they just, Mirio and Midoriya just happen to run into Eri, who happens to be with Overhaul. I cannot wait till the next episode. But I don't know if it was me, but I felt like this scene was the strongest part of this episode. I felt like it looked the best, it was the most consistent, and the sound design was just right where it needed to be. And, next episode, guys. Like, get ready to feel some tension, I tell you what. I guess that's all my thoughts. I might not do these reviews in the future, depending on how well this video does, just because I feel like I can focus my time on better or other things, more higher quality stuff. So, what do you think? Should I continue these reviews? Also, I work on Saturdays, so it's really tough to get the reviews up on Saturdays. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.